Popcorn's done. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're live. Obviously, we're alive.
Alive and live.
In Sarasota, Florida. We are hosting on Brian Cromley. He's here. We're going to share some information with you. If you're new, we're going to share some information with you guys tonight. It's really excited. We just got back from Dubai. We got some new stuff we're going to share. Hopefully I don't mess that part up. So we're going to share some stuff. What we're going to do is we're not going to explain how everything that we do at works. So Don and I did something pretty incredible, and we're going to tell you what that is and how that happened. Not exactly what we did, but we're going to answer three really important questions. And the first question is, why is it important that you pay attention to this? And why is my mouse not working? There it is. There we go. Why is this important information? That's the first question we're going to answer. And the second question is, what is exactly what we're doing?
What is it?
No. The second question is, does what we're doing, does it really work, right? Because everybody's promoting a lot of stuff and there's a lot of get rich quick schemes and stuff like that. So number two is, does it really work? And then the third question that we're going to answer, and this is probably most important of all, is just because it works, and if you can't do it, then that doesn't mean anything. So we're going to answer that question too. So number one, why is this important? Number two, does it work? And number three, can you do it? And without further ado, I do want to put up this disclaimer, and this basically just says, this is our opinion. This is our experience we're going to share with you. We're just sharing you the raw and real what we did. We're not here to give professional advice, legal advice, tax advice, or anything like that. And then the first question that I'm going to start off with, and I always do this, and I ask, are you ready to change your life? And I mean this in the real sense, guys. Listen to me. I mean, are you ready to change your life? And I don't mean like a bumper sticker or a t-shirt. I'm talking about, are you really ready to change your life? And the reason why I say that is because this is what happened. Don and I, we have changed our life. We have changed our income. We have changed our level of freedom. We have changed, probably the most significant thing is that we are now surrounded by a quality of people that I didn't even know existed. And so when I ask you, are you ready for your life to change? I really, 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 really mean that. And then, so we're going to be talking about something tonight, about cryptocurrency, about the blockchain, about the metaverse. And I'm going to ask you, has anybody ever been to Starbucks? And aside from the prices, were you intimidated by Starbucks?
No.
No. Well, but and why do I say that? Because you can't order a small, medium, large, or extra large coffee because they don't have them. In fact, their tall coffee is the smallest one they have, if that makes sense. But and they don't just have coffee, right? They've got all kinds of funny names for their coffee, lattes and macchiatos, and I don't even know how to pronounce that one, affogatos, right? But you weren't intimidated by that. It's just a different lingo. You just weren't used to the new names that they call the stuff. And so I say that because we're going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto, not Bitcoin, but crypto. We're going to talk about the blockchain, NFTs, things that you may have new terminology that you've never heard before. And some of you get intimidated by that. Oh, this sounds, I don't know about this. It's not complicated, guys. It really, really is not. 18 months ago, we knew nothing about cryptocurrency, nothing about the block. I never even heard the word blockchain before 18 months ago. And so it's not intimidating. It's just new language. So don't let that trip you up. So take a deep breath. And like I said, we're going to talk about blockchain. And why is this important? That was the question, right? The first question that we're going to answer is, why do you need to know about this? I'll tell you why you need to know about it. Because we are right now in the beginning stages of the greatest transfer of wealth in history. We are seeing this everywhere. When we go back in history, 1929, the end of the Great Depression, more millionaires were made than any other time in history. Why? Because we moved into the Industrial Revolution. And the people who got the wealthiest were the ones who were providing solutions for a problem. And it's happening again because we're now under the great recession, right? And the people who are providing the solutions are the ones that benefit. And that's what we're looking at right now. And it's happening again. And just to give you a little idea, we are now seeing the banking system slowly starting to make a shift. And why is that? Well, they've been bad-mouthing crypto forever. And then all of a sudden, in the last year or two, they're starting to get a little friendly on it. Why is that? They're not completely friendly about it, but why? Because they're feeling their power starting to slip away and they don't want to lose that control. So they're starting to embrace cryptocurrencies. Warren Buffett, the man who is famous for being quoted as saying that crypto was rat poison, or actually most specifically it was Bitcoin. It was rat poison. And isn't that interesting? Because he said that he strongly urged people not to invest in Bitcoin. And to this very day, by the way, publicly, he's still talking trash about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But behind closed doors, he still says, I don't own any. But isn't it interesting? He just pulled $1 billion, over $1 billion out of MasterCard and Visa stock to put it into Nubank. You know what Nubank is? It's a digital bank, cryptocurrency bank, right? And we're seeing that happen more and more. Morgan Stanley, we have a friend of ours, dear friend of ours, who's a top, I won't say what he does, but we have now they're offering, actually they're offering it to everybody. This is a little bit older. I think this is back in 2017 or 2017. And, but they were initially offering it only to their wealthy clients. And now they're offering it to everybody. Francis Suarez, who is the mayor of Miami, was the first city, Miami was the first city in the United States to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. And if you may have been watching the news, El Salvador was the first country to actually accept Bitcoin as legal tender. In fact is, since doing so, they had their first double-digit GDP in the history of the country as a result. And they're opening up the doors to businesses, digital crypto businesses, crypto banks, investors, to come into El Salvador, and other countries are following suit. Japan, Germany, Switzerland, Singapore, Malta, Argentina. In fact, India just now, they used to be illegal a little over a month ago to even get into Bitcoin a little over a month ago. We're not here to talk about Bitcoin, but they are the #1 coin right now, so we can't ignore them. Bank of America, interesting. They have more crypto patents than any other bank in the world. And they say that the adoption of the CBDC, the stablecoin, the CBDC, is inevitable. And what is that? Now, I want to tell you real quick. Anytime you hear the word CBDC, what that stands for is central bank digital currency. If it says central bank, you know what that means? That means that it's centrally controlled. They control your money. So if it's centralized, think of centralized bad, decentralized is good. I'm not saying all centralized are bad. Depends on who's pulling the strings. Who do you want controlling your money? If my mom's controlling your bank, you're good to go. But if you don't know and have faith and confidence in the people who are controlling it, centralized is something you want to stay out of. Decentralized, you are in control of your own money. And the reason why this is important is because the CBDC, this is what they want. They want a currency that is uniform around the world where they control your money. And mark my words, guys, you may not like it, you may not want it, you may not understand it, but trust me, in the next 5 years, you will be in cryptocurrency. You will be. And the only question you have is, will you be in government or centralized banking controlled currency, or will you be in decentralized where you're in control? That's the only choice you're going to have, because it is coming.
And why is that important? Because whoever controls your money.
Can you hear that? Whoever controls your money controls you. You know that from your employer. When your employer says come to work, or you don't have a job, guess what you're doing? You're coming to work. Yep. Because whoever controls the money controls you.
Is your employer going to let you earn enough to live next door?
Hell no. Even Joe Biden, President of the United States, signed an executive order and assigned 18 government agencies to look into this crypto thing. That fell on the words of Janet Yellen. If you all know who she is, she used to be the chair of the Fed. Now she's the Treasury Secretary, and she used to badmouth crypto, and now she's had it. Now that I think of all that tax money we can make, no, maybe it's not so bad. We should take a look at it. So that's what's going on right now. And that's why it's really important. And again, history is repeating itself. I already mentioned this part. We are in the digital revolution right now. Don and I, 2019, 2020, we'd had a few things happen financially out of our control that kind of had us rethinking some things. We weren't making the progress we thought we should make. And then 2020, we had COVID that started. And that really kind of woke us up. And we realized that we needed to figure out a better way. And that's when we ended up deciding to talk to this gentleman. We went looking for a mentor, and we found this gentleman here. His name is Brian Cromley. I don't know if he's going to come up. If you don't know, he broke his foot. So he's a lame duck, but he's got his little scooter.
Lame duck.
But he's got his little scooter. But we met Brian 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago today
What?
when we met Brian? It was
2 years ago today. How would we know that?
Well, I think it was on Facebook.
Oh, we'll have to.
He
look.
took me out to my birthday. It was on June 3rd.
Oh,
Anyway,
so
we
it
met
was
Brian.
About this time.
Yeah, it was real close to this time. We met
Wow.
Brian, and Brian was telling us that, well, what I found out about Brian, first of all, let me tell you, he was a member of the 7-Figure Income Club. And we knew that about him because we'd done a little bit of research on Brian. What we didn't know about Brian, and we found this out after we met him, was that 6 years prior to meeting Brian, he was living in a tent in the Florida Keys. And in that 6-year period of time, he managed to not only get out of that tent, make that 7-figure, but he ended up moving into these condos, the penthouse, actually, the top 2 floors of one of these condos overlooking this beautiful marina near Sarasota, Florida. Dawn and I went there, and we spent Super Bowl Sunday, actually the whole weekend with Brian. Anybody watch the Super Bowl? Anybody notice how many commercials there were about blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, NFTs? If you weren't counting, we were. There were 12 of them.
12 commercials.
12 commercials about the digital space. I'm telling you, it's coming, guys. That's why I mentioned that. So when we met Brian, Brian said, what can I do to help you? And I said, well, what you can do to help us, I don't have any right to ask you, but you don't get what you don't ask for. I said, I want you to show me how to do what you've done. I want you to show us how to get to that 7-figure income. And he said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to help you do it in less than half the time. Now, when he said that, the first thought that came to my mind was, wow, that sounds too good to be true. Anybody ever say anything like that? That sounds too good to be true. I'm going to tell you right now that didn't feel good to me, because I have been around wealthy people most of my life. Back then, I was in service to them, working for rock stars. One thing I've never heard a rich person say is, that sounds too good to be true. They just don't talk like that. That's how broke people talk, right? Which explains to you where I was in my head at the time, right? Because that's the first thing that came to my mind when he said, I'm going to get you to a 7-figure income in less than half the time, in about 3 years. And my instinct was, that sounds too good to be true. And I said, but I bit my tongue and I said, okay, I did say what I've heard which rich people say. And they go, how does it work? Show me how that works. And Brian said, well, that's a big goal. Let's chunk it down into something smaller, that the achievement of it would be life-changing for you on some level, right? It's a lot more attainable. And I said, great. Well, a year and a half before I met Brian, I'd come out of retirement. I had taken a job for the state of Florida for the Department of Transportation, where I was a bridge tender opening up the drawbridge for the boats going in and out of the Gulf of Mexico. And I told Brian, I said, if you could replace the income from that job, that would be awesome. And then Brian said this: if you do what I tell you to do, if you follow my lead, I will have the income from that job replaced in 3 months. And that almost hurt worse than the other, because that was real to me. And if I put my heart and soul into this 3 months later and I'm still working here, this is going to suck. But I bit my tongue and I said, Brian, how does it work? And so we sat down and he came up with a little plan, and we go home that afternoon. We're sitting on our boat. If I didn't tell you, we live aboard our 43-foot sailboat in Punta Gorda, Florida. So we're sitting across from each other on the boat, and I'm getting ready to go live. I'm sitting on one side of the table, she's sitting on the other. And as I'm getting ready to hit the button, I look across at Dawn, and she's crying. And the reason why is because she was multitasking, and she'd opened up an email like she's doing now, that said, you've got 21 days to vacate. And that came as a bit of a surprise because we always paid our bills on time. And we had met the new owners of the marina that were looking to buy the marina. We'd met them months before. In fact, we invited them for dinner 2 different times and they turned us down. Now we know why.
Because they were going to kick us out.
Because they were liars, because they were going to kick us out.
All of us.
They were telling us that we're going to fix the marina up and you're going to love living here. And the truth is that wasn't the truth. The truth was that they just wanted to keep our rents coming in until they could get their bank loan.
Mhm.
And then they were going to kick everybody else and out. And that's what happened. So the day they escrow was the day they sent this letter out to all the liveaboards in the marina and said, we don't know where you're going, but you're not staying here. And
Yeah.
it couldn't have happened at a worse time because it happened during, we call it WTF. Well, welcome to Florida, right? It happened during snowbird season. And what that is when the people that live up in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana, where it gets cold in October, they come south where it's warm. It's summer all year around here. Well, so do the boaters. And what that meant for Dawn and I is that we had no place to go. There were no vacancies anywhere. It's like, oh crap. And so while all the liveaboards are scurrying to go find no place to live,
Right.
Dawn and I are left behind because we also have a boat that didn't go anywhere. Because at the time, the boat wasn't running. It hadn't gone anywhere in 8 years, 6 years that we had owned it and 2 years prior because we bought the boat with plans on sailing, but we got distracted and we started leaning toward a different boat. And nonetheless, so I go turn in my resignation, my job, say I can't work here no more. I come back to the boat, start working on the boat. There's a reason for this story, guys. Just bear with me. So with some charts and some owner's manuals, YouTube videos, and some phone calls on friends, I rebuilt the top end of the engine, fixed all the things on the boat that need to be fixed to go someplace, and then we headed out. And we were able to manage, we found a place to live. Now, I hadn't worked in a month at this point. We found a marina. It was 75 miles south of where we were before. And by the way, I haven't worked in a month. We're out of money. We spent over $11,000 between the engine, the rest of the boat, and the first month and last month security deposit at this exorbitant marina. First and last month and a security deposit, we spent $11,000. It was the last $11,000 we had. And we are officially broke. We got $22 to our name and we're heading to a marina that's twice as expensive as the one we're just leaving. We headed out into the Gulf of Mexico in open waters. I want you to imagine this. If I can get the slide to change. You're in open waters of the Gulf of Mexico in an untested boat that hasn't gone anywhere in 8 years with an untested engine that was rebuilt by an untested mechanic. I'm not a mechanic.
Oh my God.
And it's crewed by an untested crew. We'd never sailed anywhere by ourselves. We'd always gone with friends on their boats. And if they break it, they bought it, right? But now we're out and we're leaving at 5:30 at night because we have to see during the daylight hours when we leave, but we also got to see when we come home. So we had to sail all night long, hoping that we didn't spring a leak. So hoping that something didn't die and we drift off and never, go out into the Bermuda Triangle and never be seen ever again. And that's not what happened. We did. We made it all the way. Well, not all the way. We made most of the way. We made it all the way to our marina, about 200 yards from our slip. Remember I told you we were broke? We ran out of fuel 200 yards because we didn't have enough money to top off the tanks. We had $22. This is Thanksgiving Day, 18 months ago, that we're arriving at our new home with $22 in our name. Our Thanksgiving dinner was a chicken sandwich from Arby's. Now, why am I telling you this story? What's the point of all this? The point is that we're talking about crypto and Bitcoin. We're talking about the greatest transfer of wealth in history. We're talking about money. And when you talk about that, you're going to attract people with money. And we do. And we get the people that have 50,000, 100, 200,000, $500,000, $1 million or more. We get those people. But that's not everybody. Some people maybe only have $5,000 or $10,000 to get started. That was not Dawn and Lucky. We were broke. But remember, we got this guy we know, Brian. And now he's a brother, but back then he was just this guy we knew. And Brian said, "Don't worry about it, bro. I'm gonna have your income replaced in 3 months.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Only thing is, we got bills due on January 1st, which was 5 weeks from then. Oh, and by the way, the company that Brian was with, where he's making all that big money, yeah, well, he doesn't work for them no more. No, he left. He's starting with this new crypto project. So notice I didn't say he didn't go to another company. He didn't go to a different company. He went to a new company, as in they weren't even in existence yet. They didn't even have a website. Oh, that'll be up on December 1st. And their cryptocurrency and their blockchain, yeah, they'll have that up by the 15th for sure. This is how Don and I started. And I tell you this because I don't care where you're starting from. You could be flat broke like we were. If you are hungry, coachable, and willing, and you don't quit, you can change your life. Don and I started on December 1st. By December 23rd, we had replaced the income and all our bills for January were paid. And we have not been to a job since. And if we can do that, you can do it. I know what you're thinking. Oh man, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Blah, blah, blah. You should have seen. That's when we started. We knew nothing. I knew nothing about cryptocurrency. I knew nothing about building a team, a business around this. I had no knowledge. I was a bus driver my previous life. So that's our hard luck story. And you may have a hard luck story that is not on a boat. Maybe you live in the mountains or whatever, or lost your job or COVID. I don't care where you're starting from. You can change your life with what we're going to show you today. Now, that was our situation, but we all are sharing a situation, and that is we're all dealing with inflation. Now, our government's going to have us believe, and our media is going to have us believe that it's 7%. It's a 50-year high, 7%. My question is, what part of this looks like 50% to you? What part of this looks like 7%? Sorry, 7% to you.
Yeah, it's
50%. It's probably closer to 50%. No, 7%. I'll tell you, these come from the labor board government website. I don't know where they're getting their numbers, but Dawn watches money really tight. She knows if eggs go up 3 cents. She will tell you that our grocery bill, what we spend, not what they say it's going to cost you, but when we write the check, when we use our debit card, she says we're spending about 22% more on groceries.
At least.
At least. And gas is outrageous. Real estate. Where's the 7% they're talking about? We're not seeing it. And think about this. Before COVID, 78% of workers were living paycheck to paycheck. 64% of Americans going to retire broke. 25% have no savings at all. Why is that? Because you got the golden handcuffs, because you're working for somebody else telling you what to do, what time to come in, what time you can take a lunch, what time you need to be back, what time you can go home. By the way, I need you to stay late tonight. Oh, and if you could come on Saturday, that would be great. Want to go spend time with your family? Bro, I'd love to let you go, but we need you, right? You got somebody controlling you. About half to 3/4 of your life is being controlled by somebody else. And when they control you, they control the money, they control you. And that's the bad news. And there is good news. But I wanted to start here because I don't think we can address a solution without understanding what the problem that we're trying to solve is. And these are the problems that we're all trying to solve. And some of us have a little bit more. Now, what is the solution? Let's start talking about what the solution is. Anybody know what is Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, Zoom, Amazon? Anybody have an idea? What do those companies have in common?
Disruptor.
He said it. Disruptors. They are disruptors. And what is a disruptor? A disruptor is a company or an individual who comes along with a new way of doing things, a new technology. And once you use it, you're never going to go back to the old way.
We solve a problem you didn't even know you had.
Did you hear that? They solve a problem you didn't even know you had. You're never going to go drive 10, 15 minutes across town to go rent a DVD for $4 so you can drive all the way back home so you can watch your movie, so you can drive all the way back to take. You're not going to do it. Why? You can watch a movie from your phone. You don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to leave the boat. We can watch a movie right from the boat. Don't have to go anywhere. That's what a disruptor does. Why is that important? Because this gentleman here, his name is Joseph Haidt. He is a disruptor, a visionary, an entrepreneur, and a humanitarian who saw what was happening with the economy, saw what was happening in the digital space, and saw that the poor and the middle class were getting wiped out and wanted to provide a solution. And that's what he did. And you may have heard his name, may have seen it someplace, may have heard of the G999 cryptocurrency somewhere. It's been in the news quite a bit lately. May have seen a video on YouTube or on the news. Back in 2020, Joseph and his team, they went to Monaco and they basically announced that they were going to be revolutionizing and be a disruptor in the crypto space, in the blockchain space, in the banking space, in the real estate space, to which it was met with a lot of ridicule, the brunt of a lot of jokes, a lot of snickering and laughing going. Of course, they're not laughing anymore. Because what? Because it's real. It's here and it's real and it's happening. You may have seen on a billboard somewhere around the world. This is the Reuters building in New York City, Times Square, had ads running around the clock. Back in 2021, June, Don and I went to Dubai. That was the first time we went to Dubai at the official launch of one of their companies. Gold Standard Partners is one of their sales and marketing companies. We went for that launch. And that's really the first time that really people saw the G99 on a mass scale. And so you might be asking, what is G99? What is that? And that's what we're going to share with you tonight, among other things. And since we're talking about crypto and we're in this crypto space, and that's what we do for a living now, we always ask people if they have crypto, to which they'll usually say, no, but I've been thinking about it. My mom's got some, my brother's got some, right? Or I've got Dogecoin. And I love that because I always ask them, what does the Dogecoin do? And that usually gets met with this look here. What is it? It's a crypto. Okay, yeah, okay. And what does it do? And they don't have any clue what I'm talking about. What is this utility? And most people, again, don't know what I'm talking about. And then I'll ask them, what is its value? Where does it get its value? And then they get perk up usually because they got an answer for that one. Oh, Elon Musk tweeted about it. Well, just because a billionaire or an online influencer tweets or puts out a YouTube post video about something, that doesn't give it its long-term value. That makes it popular for a minute, right? And you all know what popular is, right? You remember the mullet?
Yeah, I remember.
Did you have one?
I did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's
Ryan had a mullet.
Yeah, that was popular for a while. How about 80s rock bands? Remember, that was popular for a while, right? Just because something's popular doesn't mean it has long-term staying power. And that's true for anything, including cryptocurrency. What gives crypto its value, its long-term value, is utility. And what is utility? Utility is the Gold Standard Group, which is a conglomerate of companies with financial products and services all designed to make your life easier, faster, more efficient, more economical. And that's all powered by the G999 cryptocurrency. Just to give you an idea, I'm not going to run through all these. I'm just going to give you a basic idea. Gold Standard Bank. You know what a bank is? Digital bank, all the products. Those are all utilities. GSDFI. Remember what I said? DeFi. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Remember what I said before? Centralized? Bad. Decentralized?
Good.
Thank you. Decentralized DeFi, DeFi is decentralized finance. So that's good. GS Trade is a trade exchange. Cryptos, just like stock exchanges, New York Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchanges. We actually have a company, one of our companies is on the London Stock Exchange. We have cryptocurrency has an exchange as well. The GS Trade just happens to be the one that the Gold Standard Group actually owns. So, and all of those things that they do, all those services they provide, those all provide utility. GS Partners, I already mentioned those. That is the sales and marketing company that for all of this stuff here. We have gaming platforms within the Lydian World, and then the GS Lifestyle Card. Here, I got this right here. I do want to say something real quick about this.
I posted some information.
One of the things about crypto is it's expensive to get in. It is expensive to move. It is expensive to get out. It's complicated. It's time consuming. And therefore, it has struggled to reach mainstream because a soccer mom doesn't give a crap about all that. You know what she cares about? Can I swipe my card and put groceries on the table? Can I swipe my card and put gas in the car, right? She doesn't care about all that other stuff. Well, this card, GS Lifestyle Card, basically, it's a way of banking. It's a way of taking all your crypto, moving it through, and now you can swipe your card and put gas. You can go to Walmart. You can go to any ATM, right? And now you can stay out of the central banking system and all do it within our system. So, and there are a lot of benefits to it. So you want to find out more about that. My goal here not is to explain everything to you. It's just to get you, I hope you're taking notes. Find out more about that GS Lifestyle Card. You're going to want one. And then Lydian World. Again, now Lydian World, we just launched, they're calling it version 2.0, but it's on web 3.0, right? This is the newest version. I could spend 6 hours talking about it and you might still not get it. Let me do this. Rather than trying to explain what it is, let me explain why you want to understand what it is and why you want to learn about this. Okay. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What does Nike, Y'all know who Nike is, right? Starbucks, everybody familiar with Starbucks? Coca-Cola, McDonald's. What do all of these companies have in common?
Gamification.
They all implement a strategy known as gamification. What is gamification? It is the implementation of game elements into a non-game activity. For instance, the game element of acquiring properties in Monopoly with the non-game activity of buying and eating hamburgers. Now you're like, what do they have to do with each other? Ask McDonald's, they'll tell you. About 40% increased revenues the first year they implemented it. It was the longest running promotion that's ever happened in history right now. And the only reason why they shut it down is because it was so popular that people started counterfeiting the little pieces. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was big business, still is.
So why do companies use gamification? Because gamification does is it makes you want to participate. And so for companies, it can be increasing profits. Not for all companies. Some companies just want more engagement because ultimately they will get more profit. Duolingo, for instance, Brian, how many days straight?
I just celebrated 90 days straight.
90 days straight, Dawn?
93 days.
93 days straight. Gamification. How about learning a foreign language? Making it a game that makes you want to participate. I mean, we were in Dubai and Dawn's getting on there in the middle of the night. Like, I gotta get my time in, right? Because she wants to keep her score up. That's what gamification does. It makes you want to participate. And why is that important? Because the play to earn business model is the way of the future. I want you to think about this. $198 billion industry right now. And by 2026, it's supposed to be a $545 billion business or industry, right? The play to earn business model is the way of the future. Decentraland is a platform that some of you may have heard of. 2,000% growth in the last 48 months. Axie Infinity, 10,000% growth in the last 12 months. There's another platform out there. It's called Upland. It is a virtual real estate game where you can acquire property in their version of the metaverse, and you can turn it into real money. And there are people making okay money doing that. And why do I bring that up? Because Lydian World
Not like our money.
is making Upland look like kiddie play. I'm not kidding you. With the way, I just won't spend time. You just need to look into this. Alexis Ohanian, who is Reddit's co-founder, said that 90% of businesses or the video gaming out there, is going to be the play to earn. That 554 billion I told you about, imagine 90% of those are going to be where you can earn money. And Lydian World is at the forefront of this. We are on this wave of this tsunami with nobody's seen this yet. We are the very first with multiple levels of this metaverse. It is really a true metaverse. So find out about that. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So this is the Lydian World. It is a map of the world, right? It is a virtual map, a virtual world. What about when you can go in to acquiring a citizenship of a country or a state, and you can earn a passive residual income off of the GDP of that country or state? And you might be asking, it's virtual. Where does the GDP come from? Remember all those utilities that I was telling you about in that metaverse, that universe, that gold standard group? All of those services produce fees. All of those services burn G99s. That all goes into the Lydian World where you can start acquiring income. And think about this. What happens when you put a game element into a non-game activity like savings, like acquiring assets, like how about growing wealth? And that's what this does, not just for fun, but for real profit. And we have something new that we just got released to. This is the new part because they've changed everything. These are called Metaverse certificates. Think of these as like glorified CDs. I'm going to explain a little bit about what that is. What if I can show you a way to earn 300% on your money over the next 18 months, virtually risk-free, with the possibility to earn even more?
Yeah.
That's what we can do with these certificates in Lydian World. We can also earn off of, how about 73 to 120% off of staking in these certificates. This is all in these Metaverse certificates. Now, let me ask you, are you earning between 73 and 300% at your bank?
Hell no.
Right?
Are you earning 3% at your bank?
Nope.
I know what you're earning because I looked it up. According to the FDIC, the average bank holder, account holder right now is earning 0.06% APY on their savings account. Now, if you got a CD and you tie your money up, right, you're going to get a whopping 0.34, basically a third of a percent. A third of a percent for tying your money up for 12 to 30, 64, no, what is it? 60 months, right? That's what you're getting at your bank. I should have went through it. So I want to give you a little, just an idea what this looks like. This is an example. So if you had a $49 certificate, Metaverse certificate, and you fill it with G99s, we were talking about that cryptocurrency, right? At a ratio of 0.2%, 2% per coin, that's 25,000 coins. You exchange those on our GS exchange, GS Partners exchange, that's $160 to you and me.
Ish.
160-ish. You just spent $209. And that $209, based on the price of what the Lydian Stater, which is the coin you're going to make, that's going to pay you $1,400 minus the 25% for your positioning in the countries, right?
In the game.
That is $1,000. You put in 209, you got back 1,000. You know that's a 500% return. That's what's happening right now. Years ago, the opportunity to mine Bitcoin and Ethereum was profitable. It was probable for the masses. Today, you need millions of dollars to set up a profitable mining operation in Bitcoin and Ethereum. But what if you could mine the official coin of the next multi-billion-dollar Metaverse project that has attracted top trading brokers with millions of customers and celebrities in the crypto space, most notably the former champion, boxing champion, world champion, Olympic champion, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Money is his nickname, right? Yep. And I'm going to give you one last example, and then we're going to wrap things up.
Money.
We have 11 certificates that you can get from $49. Anybody can get started. $49 to $100,000. You can load these from $500 to $2 million. So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're at the bottom or you're a multimillionaire, it doesn't matter. This is for everybody. Actually, it's not for everybody. It's only for people who use money. So if you don't use money, this isn't going to help you.
Right.
But if you use money, this is what you want to do. Think about this. Remember I told you it's like a glorified CD? You put in $49. Did you like that, Brian?
That was good.
You're getting a guaranteed 300% on your whatever certificate you get. 300%. That's 16.67% per month. That is, you can see what the numbers are, $18 or $8.17 per month, every month, all the way down. You can look at that yourself. And then on top, that's just the CD part of it, right? We're calling it a CD. It's not a CD. It's better than a CD, but that's just one side. And then you got the load side, and you can load, and that you can earn additional. And that's where I was talking about the 73 to 120% on staking. And then we also have, which we don't have the numbers on that yet. We're going to get those in the next couple of days, where you can actually go into trading, and you can split that up into various forms of high risk, low risk, medium risk, or any variation thereof. And so you can get into the trading side with professional traders trading for you, where you don't have to know how to do this. Because the fact is, you don't want to do this by yourself, because most people lose money on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is huge. There is not another financial product in the world that I've ever even heard of that comes close to this. And this is all happening right now within Lydian World. We'll see. Now, I could come up here and I can talk all day long. I could go through this whole thing. I could show you every step. If I'm lying or dying, I can show you every step of the way. I can show you how every single thing works. And at the end of the day, you don't know me, right? Why should you believe me? You shouldn't. And you shouldn't believe anybody. You know what you should believe? Your own experience. And you can sit on the couch and you can go look through the blinds and you can get out your binoculars and you can research till the cows come home. And at the end of the day, you still won't know anything. You're going to know theory. You're going to know what somebody's opinion. The only thing that matters is what your reality is. And so what I'm going to tell you to do is find out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Whoever brought you to this, don't take their word for it. Get in. This is real simple. Get their affiliate link. Get your free account set up. It doesn't cost you anything. Why do you want to get in the free account? Because you need to see what is in this gold standard group metaverse. What is in this conglomerate of companies? GSLIFESTYLE Card. You want to get some G99s. You want to get the NFTs, staking pools. Like, you need to get in, and this is how you do it for free. But I'm going to tell you to take one more step. I'm going to tell you to go ahead and activate a membership. It's $33. It will be the best money you ever spent in your life. You guys have gone to Vegas and pissed hundreds and thousands of dollars away on a hope this works.
I'm telling you, more on our little dinner tonight, sandwiches.
Serious, right?
We spent $32 on that.
Here's the thing, $33. Why do you want to do that? Because number one, if you're new to the whole crypto space, we've got a blockchain academy that you can learn. Now you can start learning about this technology and terminology. You can start learning what is blockchain, what is an NFT, what is staking, what are nodes, what's the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can learn all that from the videos in the blockchain academy. Also, you're going to get a 10% discount. So think about this. So you're going to get one of those certificates, right? Let's say you're going to put up, buy a certificate for $2,000. Well, you spend you spend $33 to get 200 back. If you don't think that makes sense, we can't be friends, because I can't be around people that don't get it.
That kind of negativity.
Like, you spend 33 to get 200 back. That's a no-brainer, right? That's why you want to do it, because it's going to give you a 10% discount.
Right.
There's partnership bonuses. We're not going to go into much of that. I'll say this, Mr. Cromley in Dubai last year, not this year, he was the top income earner in the company, got $1 million bonus on top of that. Alfie got $200,000. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We only got 15,000. But that's through the partnership bonus incentive programs. And so think of that as frequent flyer miles is what it is. And you get all kinds of cool stuff with that. They had a $1 million pool bonus. We got in that out of the company. Only 650 people got involved. We got $2,800. Free stock, free gold, and something else. I don't remember. It's free money. Like that. So that's important. And then a lot of different ways to earn income. Now I'm going to tell you this. You spend the $33, you get a certificate. I'm just telling you, start at 49, get the smallest one. If you're not sure, if you just want to, I don't know, just get the $49 one, get started, see that you're making money, prove to yourself that it works. You know what's going to happen? You won't be able to keep your mouth shut.
Right.
You're going to tell your dude, right? You won't be able to keep your mouth shut, and you will tell people.
Yeah. And
here's the cool part. Guess what? If they decide that they want to do the same thing you're doing, you're going to get paid a 15% commission, a finder's fee. Like, thanks. How about that? Not only that, you're not going to get paid in cash. You're going to get paid in the #1 and the #2 cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the US Tether, which is the #1 stable coin in the world, and G999 cryptocurrency. And with the certificates, I believe we're also going to be getting paid in the new 3 new stable coins: the Euro stable coin, the Swiss franc stable coin, and gold stable coin. Those are also ways we're getting paid now. And we're going to have to add those on. I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah,
right?
More coins. And
here's the thing. You're also not going to have to wait a month to get paid, or every 2 weeks, or every Friday to get paid, because we get paid in real time. Real time, all the time, every time. Right? So the minute somebody says that they pay the 33, guess what? You just got paid. They decide they want to get some G999s, you just got paid. They want to get a little citizenship in Lydian World, you just got paid. Every single time there's a transaction, You get paid in real time. And I'm talking within 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's fast.
This is how Dawn and I were able to get by, is because we didn't have to wait to get paid. Every time we did some business, but we got paid, we got paid, we got paid. It's how we were able to make it. Now, this is for everybody that uses money. It's not for everybody, but it's for everybody who uses money. And so most people are just looking for a safe, where can I sleep at night money? You know, that's what we call it. I can sleep at night money, right? So anybody who's looking for, because your banks are screwing you, you're making no money. You're in a boat and you're traveling at about 1/3 of a mile per hour, and the currents, which is inflation, is 7 miles an hour backwards.
The other way.
Which way are you going? You're losing money month after month after month. And many of you, we've talked to many of you, are now looking at your investments that are losing money. I just spoke to somebody tonight that's lost 50% in the last 6 months. 50% of her investment. So you're looking for a place I can sleep at night money? This is what you're going to want to do. Now, somebody said, is that what you guys did? Is this how you got free? Yes and no. This is what we did. This is not how we started. We didn't have the money to get started. If you've got a few $1,000s to get started, great. You got 20,000 to get started, great. That wasn't us. We were broke. We had to create a way to make money. And that's where, for some of you, maybe 5% of you, or maybe you're sick of your job, you're sick of your boss, you're looking for a better way to make money. We actually have a way that, because what we showed you so far is how do you leverage money. Now what we're going to show you is how do you leverage your time and your effort. And what we do is we have a business mentorship program. So if you want to get into business for yourself and you want somebody to teach you the ropes and how to do it and build a successful business, we're going to show you how to create your own marketing team. And you can earn up to 50% overrides down 9 levels on your entire business. And so if you're looking for a better way, if you're looking to get out of your job, then you need to get back with us and find out. Now, I told you in the beginning, we were going to answer 3 questions. Number 1, why do you need to look into this? I think you understand. The economy is going to hell, and you have to find a way that's going to at least keep up with, if not surpass, the inflation rate, which is only growing, by the way. So crypto is the future. Number 2, does it work? We can give you example after example after example, ourselves included, and the people that we work with. It works 100% of the time with 100% of the people who put in the time. And that leaves the last question is, can you do it? Because just because, oh, Don Lucky can do it. Oh, he's a professional speaker. Wow.
He's laughing.
Right? Oh, I drove a bus for 30 years. I'm up here only because I'm passionate about this and because Brian made me for a long, he bribed me basically.
Made me.
But I know I'm not a professional speaker. I've learned to fall in love with this project. I can talk about my wife all day long too. When you fall in love with something, you can't keep your mouth shut. And so I just found a place that I can do it, and I'm getting paid for it. Now, can you do it? Can you do it? Mrs. Reed, will you come up here?
Yes.
I want you to share
Hey
with
guys,
people.
Can you?
Can you?
Yes. Can you do it? Yes, you can absolutely do it. You want to know how easy it is? Check this out and watch for folks, because people have been streaming in all night. This is so cool. You want to know how easy it is? Think about this. How did you end up here tonight? Somebody invited you, right?
Yep.
That is exactly how you got here. Listen, keep the main thing. And this is the main thing. You invite. When Lucky and I started with this project, we didn't know anything about crypto. We were afraid of crypto. Okay. Right. We were terrified of crypto.
We were self-employed.
We were self-employed.
So we didn't have employees.
We didn't have teams or building organizations or any of that. We didn't know any of that stuff. We had never done anything like this before. He told us, if you'll do what I say, he'll help us, show us how to replace our income. And this was the thing he told us to do. And coupled with what Lucky talked about earlier about being able to get those commissions instantly, it truly helped us replace our income in 3 weeks' time. Now, just by inviting. That was the main thing. But what did we invite them to? Well, we invited them, or we invite to a Zoom call. That's where you are right now. You're on a get together with your friends to talk about and hopefully have some fun talking about how to increase your assets and build some long-term wealth, right?
Absolutely.
And so the thing is this project is expanding so fast, and it is vast, and it's growing, and a lot of people are coming on board. And the more that gets thrown into it, the bigger it gets, and the more things that get offered. We cannot possibly tell you everything about this project in an hour, let alone we can't tell you about it, the whole thing, in a week. But that's the beauty of this. You don't have to know everything, right? So when you invite somebody to a Zoom call, they're going to get an idea of what's going on and what we're doing, right? But they're going to have questions. Here's the beauty of this. You don't have to answer the questions. What you do after that is you set up a Q&A call where you can get together with, there are all kinds of experts in this company, and they are all here to help you succeed. You don't have to know the answers. In fact, we tell the folks that we invite, listen, the best way to learn is to sit in on a Q&A call. You learn so much faster by observing than you do by trying to do it. So why make it harder than it is when it's not? It's really not difficult. So with that said, I want to talk about a little bit about the gamification thing that Lucky mentioned earlier. Remember the game Monopoly? How many of you have ever played that game, right? Right? We all did. But you know what the object of that game is? It's that one person wins at the expense of everybody else. There's one top dog, and they one by one pick everybody off. And God forbid that you land on Park Place and it's got a couple of hotels, because bye-bye, you're not going to be in the game anymore. And that's not very fun. Well, Lucky and I were talking one night over dinner, and I said, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Monopoly. If you changed one rule. And what if if you changed the rule that the people that you bring into the game, that you invite to play the game with you, you help them get around the board, and they pass go, and in the game of Monopoly, you get $200, right? Well, because you helped them, what if you got paid too? You got paid to help them around the board. And what if every time that they buy a property or an asset of some sort, or utilities, which our game has plenty of all of that, you help people acquire those, guess what? You get paid too. Isn't that awesome? And you know what? The more that I thought about it, the more that I realized that GS Partners is like that. They have changed the rules of the game. Our metaverse has changed the rules of the game. This has been set up so that the more that you help other people win, the more you win. You win when you help others win. That is how that works. So you can get in and do everything from, just like Lucky said, come in and throw some assets in there and grow them in any number of ways that Lucky talked about earlier tonight.
And many that we didn't.
And there's a bunch that we haven't, because more stuff is coming on board all the time. Or you can do what we did, like I said in the chat. You can decide to do one, just accumulate assets, or you can turn this into a bit of a business, or guess what? You can leverage all of it like we did and help set yourself free.
And travel the world.
And travel the world. Yeah, Belize is next for us. So listen, you get to make the rules. You get to make your rules of how you want to do this. But remember this, you might be doing this for yourself, but you're not doing it by yourself. You always have us. You have Alfie, you have Brian, you have us, and there are a few people on this call too that are experts, and they want to see you win. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for attending. Do you want to bring Alfie up for a second?
Yes.
Come on, Alfie. We might get Brian Brian Scooter Cromley to come on. Come on board there.
Scooter.
How was that, everybody? That was awesome. I'm gonna raise this up so you don't like I'm like on here. So good to see everybody. Hope everybody had a great presentation. I just want to go over a couple of things. I love Lucky's presentation, but I do disagree with him on one thing, and it's a major thing because the 49 is what's there right now. But try to reach a level that you can get to. Don't worry about the 49, because this is unbelievable. These certificates that we have our hands on right now are what we want to develop for ourselves and our family and our future. So try to reach the next level, get to the highest level you can. In fact, put down all your expenses at home, see what you need for a monthly income and what certificate will get you there. That's what I propose to everybody. Start doing that. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had an amazing trip to Dubai. I got to see Don and Lucky. We had a great time, but I also had a different experience than them. I was behind the scenes a lot with a lot of different people and some of the bigger money that was coming into the project. And I see where they're going. And I have absolutely no doubt that what we have our hands on is the future. I've got to sit with the owner of BDSWISS. I got to meet some other billionaires that are coming into our project, and it is massive. So I want to just put that out there. You guys have the opportunity now with those certificates that we have our hands on. Don't just think of the 49. In my opinion, if you have, and it's just my opinion, I'm just going to put it out there. I would look at what I'm making monthly, what I need monthly, and reach for the stars on this one, because it's available to be loaded with G99 at 2 cents. So that is massive. I hope everybody heeds that and really does it. Lucky did an amazing presentation, and I love you all. I'm going to turn it over to our wheeler, Scooter, Mr. Brian Cromley.
Hey, everybody, I'm just going to be short and sweet. One of the things I just want to talk about, this is all about duplication in the business, and you guys got a chance to watch Don and Lucky, and it's amazing to watch somebody who had no experience in the industry, didn't like the industry, didn't know anything about crypto, but they took the time to learn, absorb, receive, and then reciprocate that and share it out to others. Many of you on here are starting to hear their story, and you're going to start to create your own story. The beauty of this business is you get to create and make your own story, but always learn to leverage other people's stories, because until you have your own story, utilize other stories. So if you're a guest on here for the very first time, first of all, make sure you get back to the person that invited you. Get yourself set up with the referral link, get in, experience the program, experience the ecosystem. Then if you want to go to the next level, get with that person, invite you, and let's help you make your dreams become reality. Because as they said, Alfie and I were incentive winners last year. They were incentive winners last year. This company loves to reward you. Many of you have already seen rewards. We're all seeing rewards together. We have a lot of great leaders on this call, a lot of new guests, but you have to take that first step. And sometimes the hardest step is opening up the car door, picking up the telephone, or just saying, hey, I want to learn. And the sign of strength in this industry and business is to ask for help. I'm a coach, but I'm a student. I'm a coach and I'm a student. I ask for help in things I don't understand, but I also coach in things I am a master at. So learn to be a master of what you're best at. Everything else will come into play. And with that being said, I want to wish all of you a great, great day. Have a great evening, and may God give you blessings, prosperity, and abundance for you and your family. God bless.
And we need to vote for Brian to have the picture on that mullet page, because he's going here too. You guys see? No, I just want to say one more thing, you guys. On the round table, if you guys can make it Thursday, we might have a couple of special guests. Thursday, 9 p.m. Round table. I just wanted to put that out there.
G999.tv.
G999.tv.
Awesome. Back over to you to close it out.
Yep. Oh, we're done. We're wrapped up. Thank you guys for joining us. What else? Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. If you guys are already in GS Partners, Don and I will have our masterclass training. Jump on that. We're going to talk about the magic of numbers.
That's on AmazingLivingZoom.com.
And that is on AmazingLivingZoom.com.
All right.
So, all right. You
See you later.
See ya.